Well, Briarwood Presbyterian Church in Vestavia Hills is trying to establish its own police force. That requires, however, approval from state lawmakers.
Oh, I have such a bad feeling about this. A church with its own police force? That cannot end well. Let's do this. Greetings, fellow space travelers. BionicDance here. Credit to alert viewer David Porter for bringing this to my attention. Church cops. Apparently it wasn't enough that the United States is quite cheerfully establishing its status as an oligarchy. Now we're taking our first formalized steps toward theocracy as well.
Now, the bill cleared its first major hurdle. The House Public Safety Committee gave its okay.
And that is in and of itself rather worrisome. This suggested idea is actually progressing. It should never have cleared any hurdles. It's quite unconstitutional, the first step to establishing a state religion.
Briarwood Presbyterian Church calls this a way to create a safer campus in a fallen world. But some lawmakers say allowing a private church to have its own police force could create a slippery slope.
Yeah, no shit. You allow this once, it sets a precedent for other churches to have their own police. And where does that end? How could that be abused? As if police today aren't overzealous themselves. Imagine someone thinking they're on a mission from God, that they can do no wrong as a soldier for their Lord. This will not end well. Not for citizens, not for members of other churches, not for anybody. It needs to be stopped in its tracks.
What do we do when other church affiliates come and ask for the same thing? They're not a college, they're a church.
Yes, college campuses do have their own police forces, which is a completely different can of worms, one which should be taken as a lesson for why this is a bad idea, rather than an argument for it.
Who do the officers answer to?
They would answer to the leadership of the session of the church.
These church cops wouldn't even be answerable to the government. Are you kidding me? Where's the oversight? What would keep them honest from abusing their power? It's never mentioned, but those arrested would be tried in public court and not by a church judge, right? Or is that the next step? I can't say it enough. This will not end well.
Republican Representative Connie Rowe of Jasper is a former police chief. She supports allowing Briarwood to create its own force.
They will conduct their own investigations. They will conduct their own security. They will make their own arrest. And instead of calling on the local law enforcement agency to then come and take over the particular situation that they're trying to control, that they will do that themselves.
Rowe says she would also consider requests from other churches to do the same.
Like I said, this is a step toward theocracy. Think for a moment about what's conspicuously absent. A reason why anybody thinks this is necessary. Even if this is confined to church grounds, what on earth has gone so disastrously wrong that they're convinced their own cops are required? I had to go digging to find it. Only one website covering this story actually gave these details. Apparently, Briarwood Presbyterian isn't just some little podunk small-town church at the top of Main Street. It's a school and seminary as well that hires off-duty police a lot because they have a lot of events. 30,000 events a year, according to them, but unless that counts the school bell going off in each classroom, that number sounds ridiculous. So what they're asking for is a way to have a full-time officer instead of hiring some. They claim they don't want more than just one guy with a car. Well, here's an idea. How about asking the local police for a dedicated officer to patrol their campus? You know, instead of this whole answerable to the church thing. Because then we're not on the slippery slope path of churches having their own police force. Now, why do you suppose that wasn't the proposal? It seems a reasonable enough compromise, making their campus a specific police jurisdiction.
Representative Chris England, a Democrat from Tuscaloosa, is concerned about transparency.
Situations and arrests that you think would normally need to be made, they can make their own internal decisions about whether or not that needs to happen.
And that's power no church should have. Hell, as far as they're concerned, they already have jurisdiction over our immortal souls. Do they really need mortal plane authority as well? I thought pride was a sin. And don't tell me this won't lead to wrath. Hey, don't look at me like that. These are their rules, not mine. I can't help it if there are a few flaws in their plan.
A plan now out of committee and on its way to the full House.
And I don't know about you, but this has me worried. Given how lately the United States seems to have lost its collective mind, I don't see this going anywhere in people's best interest. Until next time, fellow space travelers, this is BionicDance saying don't run on automatic. Instead, please think. You've got two choices. You can rate this video and share it everywhere across social media, or I can send my minions after you. Choose wisely.